Howdy, people. You're listening to an episode of Thorn in Your Side. And I'm your host, C. Thorn. This is the podcast where I talk about information and opinions, both popular and unpopular, related to random topics, both serious and non-serious. And feel free to listen because it needs to be said. And besides, you already pressed the play button. So stop right there, chill out, and prepare to be entertained and informed. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Yes, people, since it's actually December, that means it's okay to focus on Christmas and the other winter holidays. Isn't it nice getting ready for a holiday in its own month? Of course.
I know that's right. I got tired of people talking about Christmas this and Christmas that back in November, especially since the focus of that month should be Thanksgiving. Now that it's finally December, I don't have to worry about going crazy or anything.
I agree. But, neighbor, since Thanksgiving is over, that means the last major holiday of the year is Christmas, as well as the other December holidays like Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. Not surprisingly, there's a bunch of marathons of Christmas movies on.
As a businessman, the Christmas season means it's time for me to make lots of money on my items. You humans love spending money on my frivolous things. And since I'm so cute, I bet I get lots of money in no time.
You got to be kidding me, Snooper. Just because you're a cute cereal mascot doesn't mean everyone wants to buy your dangerous items. They're not even approved by the FDA, so it won't even be long until you get
lots of money with my help. As the top influencer of the Ghetto Gangsta Gotcha Will unit, I can easily pressure my followers and viewers into buying anything I want them to buy, no matter how unhealthy and deadly it is.
That's right, Mr. Squid. I love you, and I'm glad you do such a great job promoting my items. In fact, here's a free box of Chronic Caustic Crunch.
Why are you still selling Chronic Caustic Crunch? Do you really think people are going to eat cereal that glows? I truly doubt it. And like I said before, it looks and smells like a big pile of dog. Can't you see I'm enjoying the Christmas event in this gotcha game I'm playing? I'm almost done gambling on all the Skippy outfits. And I can't wait to put them on my underage waifus.
Mr. Whale, you clearly have a problem when it comes to gotcha games. The least you can do is not say anything creepy since Turkey B is still with us. And I bet she doesn't like... Oh, wait, where is she?
Over here, sugar. Just thinking about something, but it's not a big deal when you look this good. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's true. Is everything okay, though? You look worried about something.
Turkey B is definitely worried about something, and that's not good. As the enforcer of the Ghetto Gangsta Gotcha World unit, I plan to find out as soon as possible so I can have the chance to twerk with her. Yeah. Oh.
Mr. Walker, stop it. Stop it, please. Stop it. I said this already, but you sound very scary when doing that bird call. It's okay when Turkey B does the bird call, but you doing it just sounds... It's uncomfortable. On a serious note, what's wrong, Turkey B? Something is obviously bothering you.
Well, darling, since you all seem so worried about me, I'll admit that a recent announcement has ruffled my gorgeous feathers lately. There's been some recent controversies, petitions, and trending topics that I just don't like. I won't say exactly what it is since I'm nice, but it deals with crime, over-sexualized females, drugs, and lots of violence. Even worse, this thing gives everyone full control over it, which is completely crazy. Oh, cool.
Wait a minute, Turkey B. I think I know what you're talking about.
Me too, C-Thorn. It was all over social media a few days ago.
Really? Then what is it? As a businessman, I might be able to make money off of it.
Well, It was the announcement trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6.
I heard about that game. Apparently, Grand Theft Auto is a very violent, sexualized, and controversial video game centered around crime and drugs. So I can't wait to stream it to my followers and viewers. I don't like that game. As a beautiful female with envious wings and golden brown skin, I can't believe people would promote a game like that. It's horrible. But what's worse is that it's a very popular franchise, which says a lot about humans and their values. Cool.
Hold on, Turkey B. We can all agree that it's a very controversial video game series. Regardless of how quote-unquote fun it is, it's a pretty risky franchise. Now, to everyone who likes playing violent and or controversial games like Grand Theft Auto, as well as the companies who develop those violent and or controversial games, I don't mean to be a thorn in your side, but certain video games just need to calm down and stop trying to be so over controversial. In other words, some of the video games coming out lately are just too realistic and too controversial, and they should stop doing that. In case you all don't know, Grand Theft Auto is a video game franchise developed by Rockstar Games. It takes place in the modern world and usually involves controlling a character while he does random tasks and missions around a city. The franchise has been around for a few decades, and it's very popular. Of course, it's an M-rated video game franchise, so it's not a surprise that it's controversial. The newest game for the franchise, Grand Theft Auto 6, had a trailer that came out earlier this month, and let's just say it was viewed by a lot of people.
That's completely true. Last time I checked, that trailer was viewed by millions of people in the first few hours, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the most viewed trailer of the year. That's crazy, especially since the trailer had a bunch of girls showing us.
Sounds like my kind of game. I didn't know this grand stealing vehicle game existed until today. But I can't wait to gamble for the little girls with Joe City caps and inner thighs. I bet they're really yummy. And I'm sure my blow hole No, Mr. Whale, the Grand Theft Auto series is now a bunch of gotcha mobile games. They're console games with open world exploration.
It's not a gotcha game!
Then why the shell would I care? Console games suck, and mobile games will always reign supreme.
I'll have to agree. If this Grand Theft Auto game is so controversial, then why is it so popular to begin with? It sounds like you humans need to get your priorities straight, especially since most of you claim to care about each other.
Well, first of all, the Grand Theft Auto series does have some mobile games, but I think they're just ports of the console games. Second, I agree that most of the controversy is from the game being popular for all the wrong reasons. I'll admit that I've never played a Grand Theft Auto game before because, well, I don't care. But I've seen some other people play it, and it's crazy. The things you can do in that game is just, wow.
That's all for the money. Even though those games are very violent, inappropriate, and controversial, it brings in lots of money. The developers will obviously do whatever it takes to get you to buy the games, no matter how dangerous and predatory those games might be. Just like me.
But that's not good reason, though. We all know when there's a new Grand Theft Auto game coming out because there's always a bunch of controversies surrounding it. Those games have lots of violence, over-sexualized characters, drugs, harsh language, and all that usually lead to people making petitions against it and trying to get it banned.
Trust me, honey, I'm one of them. Now, I don't mind receiving compliments and fan mail because of my sizzling hot body, but it plucks my feathers when people see me as less of a turkey and more of an object. Oh, cool! That video game trailer was so hard to watch.
That's good to hear, Turkey B. As they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity. And everyone knows by now that the reason why Grand Theft Auto, as well as other M-rated games, are so popular is because they're controversial.
In other words, the main selling point is that the game is M-rated, controversial, and that you probably should not play it.
Of course, M-rated games usually make more money because of them being so controversial and inappropriate. And humans love that. As a businessman, I approve of that method.
Well, in case you forgot, I made no attempts of being a thorn in your side. But video games truly just need to stop trying so hard to be excessively controversial, regardless of the M rating. Grand Theft Auto is a very well-known example of a video game franchise that tries to go above and beyond when it comes to controversy. And there are other video game franchises who try doing the same thing. Honestly, it's a real pain in the...
You humans only care about the money, no matter how awful and dangerous your video games might be. Most of you pretend to be high and mighty, but you just don't care about each other. It's so funny. It makes my blowhole tingle.
Well, although I don't care about Grand Theft Auto, since it's not a gotcha game, I still might play it during my streams. My followers and viewers might think there's something wrong with me and will probably give me lots of donations just to cheer me up. Don't deal with that game at all, sugar. It's bad enough that I have to deal with this kind of thing throughout my singing career, but singing in video games is just terrible. I have standards, so I should not be roasted for speaking my mind. Oh, cool. Don't worry, Turkey B. I'll only play that game if my sponsors want me to do it. They probably won't, which is why I'll stick to the severely predatory gotcha games, since I'm used to playing 6 of them at the same time. That's great to hear, darling, but get your tentacles away from me. Regardless of the rumors, I don't do that kind of nonsense. Oh, cool.
You better watch yourself, Squid Bro. I don't appreciate anyone making Turkey B feel uncomfortable, especially because she's already upset from that Grand Theft Auto trailer trash. If I knew the location of the company who made that game, I would swim down there and use my flippers to cause a
Relax,
mess.
Mr. Orca. There's no need for violence. So let's end this before things get crazier. My final point is that if you relatively believe that it's okay for companies to keep releasing controversial video games like Grand Theft Auto, and it's completely fine for companies to keep pushing the envelope by making their games as controversial as possible, then that is definitely not a good thing. That ain't good, people. Yes, I'm fully aware that Grand Theft Auto is an M-rated video game franchise, but it's obvious that it tries too hard to be over-the-top controversial. As I said earlier, there's no such thing as bad publicity, and if a game is really controversial, then expect lots of people to talk about it and share videos of it without the company spending any money on marketing. It's so obvious that it's literally a cliche nowadays. Also, it's true that M-rated games are meant for people who are 18 years old and above, but we all know there are a bunch of people younger than that who plays these kinds of games. This might sting a bit, but I'm sure the main reason why parents would buy their young kids an M-rated game is because it'll shut them up, which isn't good parenting, by the way. If you're the kind of parent who does that, then I have some bad news for you. But I digress. Simply put, you should not be playing M-rated games like Grand Theft Auto if you're still in grade school, no matter how grown you think you are. That includes extremely graphic fighting games, violent first-person shooters, as well as adult dating simulators. None of you should be playing video games like that at such a young age. But as Snoober said earlier, it's all about that money. As long as these controversial video games keep bringing in lots of money, then the companies will keep making them, regardless of the bad habits and the bad influences they might cause.
Of course, I'll sell you whatever you want as long as you give me all of your money, which is why my items are so popular.
Who cares? Kill Creature! As long as the game has little girls with juicy kneecaps and inner thighs, then I'll gladly gamble all my money into it, no matter what.
As the top influencer of the Ghetto Gangsta Gotcha unit, I would say that gotcha games are just as horrible and dangerous as M-rated games, since the developers want to gamble money for content. Of course, since I get paid to play those predatory gotcha games while advertising unhealthy yet edible poison to my viewers, then I'm fine with it. Oh, I love those crispy ankles.
Well, just because you can play those M-rated games doesn't mean you have to. Although I'm old enough to play Grand Theft Auto, I just don't feel like it. I'm sure a lot of people play M-rated games like that just to pretend to be cool or accepted by other people or whatever, especially if they're too young to play them in the first place. And that's pathetic. And I almost feel sorry for them.
Well, sugar, I'll have to agree. Even if Grand Theft Auto paid me lots of money to do a concert in a cutscene, I still wouldn't do it. Regardless of my scorching hot body and my beautiful feathers, I still have standards. Oh, cool.
Oh, yes, Turkey B. It's so nice to see you in a better mood. Oh, it makes me really happy to the point where I can do the big cat bounce upside down while twerking in reverse.
Thanks, honey. You might be my biggest fan. And as long as you don't eat me, then I don't mind shaking my tail feather and having an all-day twerking session with all
Turkey
of
B,
you.
no.
Oh, cool.
Please, no. No. Now it's not the right time for that. And my house just isn't big enough. The last thing I want is for all of you to be twerking in my house. This is not a trash reality show on MTV or TLC. And no, not the girl group. That's way too much water splashing everywhere. And I don't want to see everyone bouncing their... Oh, no. Did y'all hear that? Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Thorn in Your Side. And now I'm your host, C. Thorn. Feel free to comment, share, follow, subscribe, react, tweet, and all that other good stuff. And there'll be another luxurious episode next week. And remember, be smart and stay sharp.